It's now time for a look at the two superpowers who are uniting military to be prepared for a possible war scenario, namely Russia and China, and the threat, the U.S. Beijing and Moscow have concluded that they need close cooperation because under President Donald Trump, the U.S. foreign policy has become increasingly aggressive.
China has a very powerful military, and it seems very serious about making it more effective. The People's Liberation Army has recently unveiled advanced weapons and military hardware. Two state-of-the-art warships with long-range air defense and anti-submarine capabilities are just some of the latest additions to its naval fleet. This is China's first domestically built aircraft carrier. The massive vessel was launched last year as part of an extensive program to modernize the armed forces. The aircraft carrier is considered the symbol of Beijing's determination to boost its defense capabilities. Leaked internal military documents show Beijing is rapidly expanding its armed forces to protect its interests around the world. The documents say, as we open up and expand our national interests beyond borders, we desperately need a comprehensive protection of our own security around the globe.
I think every power always must work on the assumption that war is a possibility. It hopefully is not desirable on anybody's part, but I think every country has to have contingencies.
Now, Russia and China have grown so close militarily that there have been calls from within those two countries to form a bloc. For both, the common threat is the U.S. In the case of China, the U.S. military presence in the South China Sea is one reason. Then comes Russia. Both the U.S. and Russia, who are nuclear-armed nations, have seen each other as somewhat of an existential threat. The closest instance has been Syria, in which Trump warned Russia before an attack. Get ready for U.S. missiles fired at Syria.
The growing military might of the Asian power is causing jitters in Washington. The United States has made no secret of its concerns about China's expanding global role. The U.S. has long viewed China as a geopolitical threat, and now the U.S. may have more reason to worry. The Asian power is getting closer to Russia in a bid to counter global threats. The Chinese defense chief recently pledged full support to the Russian army. Some observers believe the two countries have decided to work more closely because the United States has intensified its threats against them.
Given the provocative way that I'm sorry to say that U.S. forces have been behaving with respect to areas of vital concern to both Russia and China, almost as though American policymakers desired to push Russia and China into each other's arms, it is not unexpected that those two countries would be working very closely together.
Beijing and Moscow seem to have concluded that they need the close cooperation because under President Donald Trump, U.S. foreign policy has become increasingly aggressive.
It's something I think people in Washington need to take very, very seriously. This is not a game. We don't go around poking these countries and then expect them not to think about what they would do in the event things go wrong.
The United States is trying to pressure the People's Republic of China on several fronts. One of the hotspots is the South China Sea. China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia, and Brunei are engaged in bitter territorial disputes there. The United States has deployed military ships and aircraft near some of the disputed islands. Observers believe the U.S. wants to contain the Asian power's influence in the strategic sea. Another major front is trade. The U.S. has practically launched a trade war against China, triggering retaliatory measures by Beijing. The situation could spiral out of control and send shockwaves throughout the world. China's economic and military status is improving rapidly, and the US seems to be worried about that. Observers believe there is not much the US can do to prevent the Chinese from projecting power and exercising influence around the world.